and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two reminders to start us off this evening. First, the board did meet in executive session prior to tonight's public meeting to discuss personnel and legal issues, and tonight's meeting is being streamed live on the district's YouTube channel and will be recorded as such. But we will begin this evening with a facility project update from PJ Dick. We will ask Mr. Jason Day to provide us with an update at this time.
Okay, thank you. I'll jump right into it for tonight. There's no change orders on the agenda, so we'll just go through the progress of the project at this point. Phase 3, the orange area A, we're calling it, 3-story addition. The work obviously continues. The ceiling grid is installed in all 3 rooms. The flooring has started on the second floor, the top floor. That was finished today. I'll jump into the middle floor tomorrow. The windows are supposed to be shipped tomorrow and hit the site sometime next week. Those windows will start to get installed once the masonry is completed. We've hit a little snag there with some brick angle issues that are supposed to be resolved next Monday. So the masonry contractor will be back on site later next week to continue the masonry and wrap up that exterior portion of that addition in the next couple weeks. The casework for those 3 rooms is scheduled for December 8th. The completion date is the 12th. We're taking it right to the end, but it will get done, and we'll work with the district to turn those rooms over to facilities for Christmas break and occupancy over Christmas break. Area 1, phase 1, area C, the orchestra addition, similar kind of condition. The ceiling grid in the corridor is complete. Lights are installed. The grid in the classroom is supposed to start tomorrow. The flooring then, the flooring contractor will jump from phase 3 to 1 sometime later next week. We'll continue the finishes in that space as well. And again, push it up to the end of December 12th to get that space completed. Those 2 spaces are going pretty well. Alan, anything worth mentioning that I didn't for those 2 spaces?
No, I pleasantly surprised with where we are with it right now. I mean, painting's just about wrapped up in those areas.
Yeah, the trades have been working with us in the district, try to keep it as clean as possible in the operations of the school. I think it's gone fairly well over this fall, and hopefully those 2 areas will be wrapped up here in another 3 weeks.
Can I have a quick question, please?
Sure.
Do we need any formal occupancy permits from any governmental agencies before we move students or staff into those areas?
Yeah, the township will give us an occupancy for those 2 spaces.
Thank you.
Area D, the large addition, continues. The foundations, I'm going to call them 95%. The steel is scheduled to start on Monday, December 1st. They've continued underground plumbing in the area and the under drainage system as well. But come next Monday after Thanksgiving, the crane will hit the site and we'll start some steel erection. The general contractor owes us a schedule update really for all the spaces in the building, but that one in particular, to kind of see where he's at with related to the baseline schedule. I think in his baseline schedule, he showed steel starting in mid-November, so we're a couple weeks behind, but it's not a critical delay at this point. But we are going to ask him to update his schedule, and we'll analyze it appropriately to see if there's any recovery needed on his end. That's really the progress update for the intermediate school as of tonight. If there's any questions from the board, I'll.
The IPC, there's new rooms.
Yeah.
IPCs will be done for the December 12th time frame.
That's a good point. So the pink area on that diagram, those 3 conference rooms and the new doors into those conference rooms will be ready for this turnover to over Christmas break. So those doors finally hit the site, I think a little a couple of days ago. Final painting's being done. So that portion of the project will be complete as well. Any questions?
Thank you, Jason, very much. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you. I do have some pictures. Let's roll. If you don't mind going back to that. Sorry about that. I forgot my pictures. Just so you guys can see a few of them. So here's the ceiling grid I was mentioning in those classrooms that has been completed. That's the exterior of A. Kind of looks the same. The ground face block on the ground floor is done up to the middle level. That's where we had some brick angle issues that Glancy's addressing that they'll fix with the ironworkers on Monday. Just a shot of finished drywall in area C. That was probably about a week and a half ago. Some pictures of the foundation wall and some waterproofing that has commenced on the outside of that in area D. More shots of the foundation and the form work for the footers. The picture on the left is the plumbing contractor. Actually, that's the site excavation contractor doing the under drainage system. You can see the white pipe sticking out of the ground. The plumbing contractor has been in that area with the underground sanitary sewer and storm work. Just another shot of the activities happening there. And that's it. Okay, now I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving to our next item tonight, we will ask Mr. Ryan Neely to provide a budget timeline and Act 1 updates.
All right, so good evening, everyone. Back up here to start the budget process again. On our agenda for December 1st, we will have the resolution to not exceed the index, the Act 1 index for your review. That'll be for the 2026-2027 school year. As that is sort of the first step at the state level with the budget, I wanted to take a few moments to review the planned budget process with the board for the next several months. As a reminder from what I shared last month, our Act 1 index for next school year is set at 4.5% by the state. By adopting this resolution, we would be agreeing to adjust our millage by no more than 4.5% for the next school year. The actual decision on millage will not come until June. This merely sets a maximum potential increase. In terms of millage, this index is the equivalent of 1.246 mils. So in front of you tonight, we have a handout that shows a tentative schedule I've put together for the 2026-27 budget process at the school board level. I will start the process in January with an early look at revenue as well as debt service for next year and financial projections for the current school year for your consideration. Following that, we will have all schools and departments present to the board, beginning with the first meeting in February and continuing until the first meeting in April. From there, I will review district-wide budget information with the board at the second meeting in April. We will pass a proposed final budget on May 19th and plan to have the board vote on the final budget and millage at the June 23rd board meeting. Various items on the state's budget timeline are linked together in terms of timing. So I wanted to share this plan with the board now so that you can ensure these dates are acceptable for you from a planning perspective, and that if there are any conflicts, we certainly have time to make any necessary adjustments. One other noteworthy event that will happen likely in February or March is that we will have Jamie Doyle from PFM and Anthony Ditka from Dinsmore Shoal return as we progress to the issuance of the next bond in our ongoing campus construction process. Following the approval of the bids tonight, I'll be working the next couple months to cover a lot of the preliminary steps with them and determining the appropriate timeline for this financing with Jamie and her team. As I know I said more than once last year during the budget process, if there's anything that I can do to better support the board with that process, please let me know. I'm happy to, take any and all feedback into consideration as we kind of kickstart another year of budget planning. So at this time, are there any questions?
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move down to item number 1, the consent agenda. We have 6 items for approval this evening under the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve consent agenda items 1 through 6?
So moved.
Moved by Len, second by Bill. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. At this time, we will suspend business to hear from residents and or taxpayers. The board will hear comments from residents and or taxpayers related to items appearing on the agenda for action by the board. The board will receive comments from residents and or taxpayers on topics that do not appear on the agenda for action by the board at the conclusion of the agenda prior to adjournment. The time limit for comments shall not exceed 3 minutes. The board will not respond to questions during this session, but will only hear comments. Are there any public comments at this time, either in person or anything online, Susan?
Nothing online.
No old business nor new business. Superintendent's monthly report. Dr. Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Welsh. So over the past several years, South Fayette has been intentional about strengthening our relationships with families and creating meaningful two-way partnerships that support our Lion learners. Historically, parent engagement often centered on PTA activities, booster organizations, and occasional volunteer opportunities. While those groups still continue to play an essential role in our district, the landscape of family engagement at South Fayette has expanded significantly, and the results really are remarkable. Today, our families have more avenues than ever to participate in the life of our schools and directly contribute to student success. Some of the examples would be Retro Recess that I attended about 2 weeks ago. And this was an opportunity for our adults, our families, and their students to come into the school along with our PE department and play alongside their children. And this was supported by a grant through Parents as Allies. This is the second year we've done that, and it was really well received. It was supported by Dr. Herring as well as Dr. Maurer. We also have currently going on a One Book, One School challenge. So our intermediate school is building a literacy initiative connecting families around a shared book. The title of the book is Save Me a Seat. Dr. Deichler, Dr. Collison, and Mrs. Johnson are spearheading this experience for our students and families. There are challenges that go on, but it's a great way for families to read together. We also have Key Communicators Group, and this is a structured channel for bilateral communication. And I share that it's bilateral because that is something that we really tried to talk about, is that it's not just us imparting information, but really us having conversation with our families to understand, both from the parent point of view as well as from the school point of view, what initiatives we should entertain as well as how we should implement. And so before those are finalized, we have these conversations with our Key Communicators Group. Dr. Deichler and Mrs. Wagner-Deach have been leading these opportunities to learn from our families. I host the coffee and conversation sessions. We roughly have about 7 to 10 parents come for these meetings, and these are regular informal discussions that create space for parents to voice questions and feedback about district as well as building initiatives. And then we continue to expand volunteer opportunities. My most favorite in meeting with teachers this week, learning about how we're using volunteers for our elementary school library and our learning lab. There's just a lot of different ways for our parents to join in. So this week, too, we've had parent-teacher conferences showcase once again how deeply our families believe in supporting their children's learning. And we've always enjoyed strong parent involvement in grades K to 5. However, this year we saw a remarkable increase in participation at the middle school, which has always been strong, but truly at the high school, we're surpassing levels of parent-teacher conferences than we've had for quite some time. This upward trend really reflects both the commitment of our families and the work of our educators to design a welcoming, purposeful, and student-centered conference experience. So I just want to thank everyone involved in welcoming our families. We're creating those powerful learning experiences and strengthening those relationships that truly help our students thrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. We'll now move to our student representatives monthly report from Pranita Shockingal.
Yeah, thank you. So across the district, schools continue to participate in the annual Penny Challenge, which runs from November 1st through December 8th, raising funds to support students in the life skills and autistic support programs and promote inclusive practices. All 4 buildings began Stuff a Bus, South Fayette's Toy Drive, which runs November 17th through December 12th and supports Washington County Toys for Tots. Students and family can donate unwrapped toys. District-wide parent-teacher conferences started yesterday, November 24th, and continue till the 26th, with no school for students. Thanksgiving break will run from November 27th through December 1st, with all South Fayette schools in Parkway closed during this time. At the elementary school, November marked the start of the annual holiday food and gift drive, collecting Walmart, Target, and grocery gift cards to support South Fayette families during the holiday season. Families also received reminders about yearbook ordering, dismissal routines, and PTA Spirit Week opportunities. The intermediate school continued promoting the 18th annual Stuff a Bus toy drive, and 4th and 5th grade families were reminded that Battle of the Books registration remains open ahead of the March competition. At the middle school, students supported Stuff a Bus in the Penny Challenge throughout November. They also highlighted student engagement opportunities, including the school newspaper Between the Lines. At the high school, November featured major community and school-wide events, including retro recess on November 10th and the district-wide Uncommon Conference on November 14th, and the annual student dodgeball tournament on November 21st. In athletics, girls varsity soccer won the PIAA Class 3H state championship on November 15th, defeating Radnor 3-1 and securing the program's second state title in recent years. Some upcoming events include Keystone exams at the high school from December 3rd through 5th, followed by makeups the next week. The annual holiday concert will take place on December 11th at 7 p.m. in the high school theater. And Breakfast with Santa returns on December 13th from 9 to 11 a.m. in the high school commons. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll now move to the items to approve this evening under item 2, business office. We had 2 items last week that were approved. And we have 2 items this evening requiring action. And the first is a recommendation from the superintendent and director of finance to recommend board approval for resolution 25-06 for the district to continue participation in the AIU Joint Purchasing Board for the 26-27 school year. And second, a superintendent and assistant superintendent recommendation for approval of a 5-year affiliation agreement with Mercyhurst University for an academic experience site pending solicitor's approval. Is there a motion to approve business office items 1 and 2? Moved by Teresa,
Second.
second by Len. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We had many personnel items that were approved at last week's meeting. And we have 8 items this evening. Dr. Miller, I'll ask you to read in items 1 through 6.
Absolutely. Item 1 is a recommendation to hire Terry Gensel as a bus driver. Item 2 is a recommendation to hire Maria Leiden as a permanent substitute special ed teacher at a bachelor's step 1 rate. And she would begin around December 4th and go through June 5th. Item 3 is a recommendation for an EPR, and that would be for Christina Chesno to be the elementary school special ed team lead effective December 11th through the end of the year. Item 4 is a recommendation to approve Claire Kusarovi as a 3rd grade long-term sub at a rate of $175 per day, occurring between December 17th through May 7th due to a leave of absence. Item 5 is a recommendation for a leave of absence request from elementary school teacher Tommy Jo Tracy for the remainder of the school year. Item 6 is a recommendation for 25, that should read 26 season for coaches. That includes Scott Downer, assistant baseball coach, Justin DeToli, Bain Misner, all assistant baseball coaches, Elijah Snyder, volunteer assistant baseball coach.
And item number 7, I'll be looking for a motion to elect Dr. Michelle Miller as superintendent of schools for the South Fayette Township School District for a term commencing July 1st, 2026, continuing through June 30th, 2031 on the terms and conditions contained in the negotiated employment agreement. And item number 8, be looking for another motion to elect Dr. Kristen Deichler as Assistant Superintendent of Schools for the South Fayette Township School District for a term commencing July 1st, 2026, continuing through June 30th, 2031 on the terms and conditions contained in the negotiated employment agreement. We will go back to items 1 through 6 at this time to take those together. Is there a motion to approve personnel items 1 through 6?
So moved.
Moved by Rebecca, second by Bill. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We will take 7 and 8 separately, and these will both be roll call vote items. So I'm looking for a motion to approve item number 7? Moved by Teresa,
Second.
second by Len. Susan, can we do a roll call here?
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Teresa,
Yes.
Bill, Len,
Yes, with honor and privilege. Thank you.
Tom,
Yes.
Projecto,
Yes.
and Esther,
Yes.
Joe.
Yes. All right, motion carries. And looking for another motion or to approve item number 8.
So moved.
Moved by Tom, second by Teresa. We'll move to another roll call vote.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Teresa,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Len,
Again, yes, with honor and privilege.
Tom,
Yes.
Projecto, Esther,
Yes.
Joe.
Yes. Before we move forward, I just would like to read one statement. It's with sincere enthusiasm and gratitude that the board has reappointed Dr. Michelle Miller as superintendent and Dr. Kristen Deichler as assistant superintendent. Dr. Miller and Dr. Deichler have provided South Fayette Township School District with leadership that is certainly future-focused, student-centered, and innovation-driven. Their empathy, integrity, passion, collaboration, work ethic, and ability to provide organized, people-first leadership has allowed South Fayette to grow our opportunities for all students, while continuing to make South Fayette a destination for families to live and to learn. As we continue to move forward as a leading school district in the county, region, state, and nation, our community, staff, and students are lion proud to be led by both Dr. Miller and Dr. Deichler. And we look forward to your continued leadership that epitomizes the tradition, pride, and excellence of South Fayette.
I think I would share, I think Kristen and I would both state, thank you. Those words are so kind. And it is truly a privilege to continue to lead this school district and to be part of such an amazing school system that is made up of not only incredible students, but staff, colleagues, educators, administrators. We truly are blessed, and the leadership of the board, we couldn't do what we do without you. And really the support of the community. We just are really honored and privileged to continue our work here. Thank you.
Thank you. So we will now move to item 4, education. Again, we had 2 items approved last week. We have 1 item for approval this week, and that is a recommendation for an instrumental music teacher and band director to attend the Midwest Clinic International Band and Orchestra Conference in Chicago from December 17th to December 19th. And the cost of this trip will be covered by the high school budget. Is there a motion to approve education item number 1?
So moved.
Moved by Tom. Is there a second? Second by Rebecca. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Nothing under transportation. We had 6 items last week under athletics, nothing new. And we have no correction. We have 6 items to approve this evening under athletics. So we will take 1 through 6 at this time. Is there a motion to approve athletics items 1 through 6?
So moved.
Moved by Len. Second by Projecta. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then under construction, we have 8 items for approval this evening, and I will ask that we take all 8 of these construction items together. Is there a motion to approve construction items 1 through 8? Moved by Bill,
Second.
second by Esther. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Under miscellaneous, we have items 1 and 2 to approve this evening. And that is, I'll ask that items 1 and 2 be taken together. Is there a motion to approve miscellaneous items 1 and 2? Moved by Rebecca. Second by Teresa. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then item number 3 is an informational item. That's just the first reading of the revisions to the attachment 626 procurement of federal program by board policy 626 federal fiscal compliance. So at this time, we will suspend business to hear from residents and or taxpayers. The board will hear comments from residents and or taxpayers. The time limit for comments will not exceed 3 minutes, and the board will not respond to questions during this session, but will only hear public comment. Are there any public comments at this time?
Nothing online.
So we will now move to the solicitor's report. Chris, do you have anything?
I do not. I shared my information in executive session earlier today.
Great. So now we will move down to board comments. Nothing to report from executive committee. South Fayette Foundation, Rebecca.
There was a meeting last week. I did attend it virtually. They're doing some fundraisers in addition to the very successful golf outing that they do, which they're already starting to plan for this coming year. And talking about doing some large building initiatives in addition to the individual teacher scholarships that Dr. Miller and Dr. Deichler are working with the schools to come up with some things that they will potentially use the foundation money to pay for the buildings.
All right. Thank you, Rebecca. We'll move to PSBA Legislative Committee Report, Projecta.
No, nothing to report. Thank you.
All right. Before we move to Parkway West project, that's your last meeting here. So we just want to thank you one more time for your dedication over the last 4 years, and we will miss you. All right. We will go to Parkway West. Tom or Esther?
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report, and I have nothing under Shasta, and I don't believe there's any reason to suspend. So one last comment. Hopefully everybody in the South Fayette community has a very happy Thanksgiving holiday. And is there a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting?
So moved.
Moved by Len. Second by Bill. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?